Super, it's recording now. Thank you, everybody. My name is Missy Shipman, and I'm delighted to be partnering with the Baldwinsville Public Library to bring you a next episode of our card making class virtually. Each month, we bring to you a class that at the library, you can sign up and pick up a kit of consumables that has the supplies you need to make a variety of projects. But we welcome you just to watch the videos as well to get inspiration. And a reminder that there are back issues, like 50 different episodes that we've been doing over the last 4 years, so that you can look back and see what other projects might be inspiring to you. I also love requests. So if you see a project that interests you, you can text me a message or call me up to chat about it. Our friend Denise shared with me a fun way to make the bunny bag that we'll be making tonight using our paper bag. I like to use these to put all the supplies in. It's just an economical, easy way to sort and have these ready for you to pick up at the library. So it's been fun to share different ways to alter the bag for gift giving or for storage purposes. And with Easter in just a week away, it's been fun to do some bunny projects. I know it can be tricky to set up the Facebook part. So if you want to try that, just let me know, or I can certainly just go ahead because it's being recorded. This part can go to the YouTube. Just let me know what you think. Joins us live. And of course, the replay is helpful. Even if you're watching live, sometimes people wait to do their projects till they've had a chance to view the whole video to get a sense of how things go together and what they might want to change with something from their stash at home, or alter the greetings to make it a different occasion, lots of different ways. And also then you can pause and catch up to me. I do tend to go pretty quickly because I want to be able to use everyone's time wisely when we're together and have you see all of the projects. But it's a great way with a replay to simply pause, do some catching up or rewind, replay, and enjoy the video that way. We'll begin tonight with one of our cards, but I just want to share another look again at our bunny. He's got a little bunny tail on the bottom. So in your bag, you have a cotton ball that we don't want you to lose. Oh, there's great. There's Denise and Chris joining us. Terrific. Thank you, friends. Denise, you'll be excited, I hope, to see the beautiful bunny project that you shared with me so that we could make this tonight. So once again, my name is Missy Shipman, and I'm delighted to partner with the Baldwinsville Public Library to bring you April 2025, our card making workshop class. And a reminder that we have lots of back episodes that you can watch on the playlist at the Baldwinsville Public Library, New York YouTube channel. But tonight we're ready for Easter time and springtime. And we'll begin, I'll pull out from our project kit, we can begin with this fun bunny Easter card. So in your kit, you're going to have a cotton ball. Mine is a makeshift cotton ball tonight because I left those at my house, but each of your kit has a regular cotton ball. I've got a little tissue one here and our bag. So we'll set those pieces in the ribbon aside to make the bag at the end. You have your Stampin' Dimensionals, and these are the double-sided adhesive that work really well to add height to your projects and depth, and we'll be using those on all our projects tonight. So we'll start with this springtime card with the bunnies. And if you have any questions, Julia and I are trying to monitor chat. It's sometimes a little tricky for me as I'm demonstrating, but do add your questions and comments. If you're here live, you can unmute yourself and share a question as well. That's always fun to have live interaction. But also on replay, be sure to leave comments or questions, and I'll do my best to respond. Our kit has these fun little daffodils ready to pop out. So you'll punch these out from the die cut sheet. Some people save these die cut sheets as stencils. This would be really fun to do some sponging or using a brush, blending brush to use this as a stencil. And then we have this piece that's a little bit fragile. So I left the inside in here to keep it safer as it was traveling to you. And we're going to just take away this inside piece. And there are a few tiny little triangle punch outs where the grass is. Let me move things a little bit. I think I'm going to work on a black surface tonight. I think it may show up a little bit better for my working with you. Hopefully that helps here. Let's see. We have our card base. This is where we're heading. We have our card base. And then this little die cut piece now, remember, has these little, sometimes we call these chads, this little triangle pieces we're going to punch away from there. And we have this beautiful frame. So to make our card, we're going to use some adhesive, like a Tombow glue. This is our Tombow multi-purpose glue that I love. It's a liquid glue that's very strong. A little goes a long way. So you just need dot, 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 not a lot. What we're going to do is add that to the front of our card. But I will go ahead and fold on the score line first. I love that this has the gingham on the inside, on the back of the card, and also on the envelope liner. It's really fun. So a little glue goes a long way. I'm just going to dot, dot, dot in a couple of places here at the corners. Once I get the glue started, there we go. Then we kind of dot, dot, dot. If you have glue dots, you could use those as well. They are a handy way that's less messy, right? To work and adhere your project. So this fragile frame we're going to place on the outside of the card. You'll see there's going to just be a little mat of the other color around it, of that gentle petal pink color. And now we've added that frame. And next, let's put on these daffodils. So we're going to take our dimensionals. They are here on the sheet, and you'll peel them off. And then when you put it in place, once you have them there, we're going to take off that wax liner, and that will expose the adhesive. So you can see these are shaped to match some of the daffodils at the top. So this one matches this up. Actually, this one is more like down at the bottom. There's one of them, but there's two that match the ones at the top. And then the other ones, you really can't go wrong putting them in different places, but we're going to place two here along the bottom right of our card. And then we'll place one at the other side here, still leaving those sweet little blossoms showing, the purple blossoms showing. And then we have two more, and these are the ones that we're going to layer over the top. And it's just going to give some great dimension to this card. The flowers are literally popping off of the page there and outside of that frame. Now for our stamping, I'm going to add the words Happy Easter to this lovely banner. But if you don't have a stamp that says Happy Easter, you could handwrite Happy Easter in here, or you might want to put someone's name and have this be a card personalized just for them with their name. Otherwise, you could stamp a happy birthday greeting or another springtime greeting, because this is a card that is lovely for many springtime occasions, including Easter. We'll place that again. We're overlapping it over the banner a little bit, over the white a little bit. So it's kind of spilling over the frame. And lastly, we can add some of these little elements. If I can find mine, they're little gems. You know that things tend to hide on my table, especially because I pulled away my mat. That's where they're hiding. Right here, you have a little strip of some dots, and these are kind of a pearl looking embellishment that already has the adhesive on it. So you're just going to pick up with your finger or with the tip of the scissors, or with a take your pick tool. You're going to just place them. There are 5 in all, and it's fun when you're working with embellishments to use odd numbers. It helps kind of draw our eye, and when things are in odd numbers or in a triangle formation. So I'm going to put that one right up there. And now I have a completed card ready to add a special greeting inside, or a photo or a poem. And with this really pretty envelope with the gingham lining, it's going to be a delightful gift. You might give flowers at springtime, and so having a handmade card along with a gift of flowers is a very special time, a special gift to share with our springtime blossoms. Okay, next let's work on the one that has this gold embossed greeting and leaf pattern. This is a really pretty card. You'll notice the texture of the envelope is very special. It's my friend was describing it kind of like the stationery we used to print our resumes on was like a special watermark paper. Maybe some of you remember those days too. And I love that it has that gold foil outline. It's just a really pretty to smooth, yet kind of a pebbly watercolor paper texture to it. Okay. And we're going to fold that paper. And again, it's a nice heavyweight paper. There are two triangles, and I like to just layer one and at the top and the other. Now, on camera, it's a little bit hard to see this, but I've layered the small and the large, and I'm going to glue them flat because the leaf is going to be popped up with the dimensionals, and that will create the shadow. In real life, though, these circles have a nice contrast. It's just hard to pick it up on camera, but the circle paper has a texture that's different than the card texture. It's very hard to show it on here. So we'll take, and it's almost like a snowman that's falling apart, right? We have the head, the smaller circle over in the upper left, and then the larger circle in the bottom right. There isn't really a right or wrong to these papers, or a right side or a wrong side. They are textured on both sides, but it's a really lovely card for people to touch. The contrast between the smooth card base and then the textured circles is really nice. This card kit comes with the elements already stamped for us. We already have an embellished thank you embossed image on the black cardstock. If you wanted it to have a different greeting, you could write with a white marker or with white embossing powder or gold embossing powder a different message on the back. But we're going to go ahead. Everybody needs thank yous. I always need a lot of thank you cards, birthday cards and thank you cards. So I'm going to take these dimensionals and put them on the leaves of the branch here. And we'll again pull off those wax liners. And position that on top of the card here. Oops, don't want it to get too, like put it down a little too quickly. They are sticky. You should be able to, if that happens to you, you can lift them up just for a moment, but it might catch a little bit. I want to make sure the leaves aren't hanging off the edge of the card because I want them to fit neatly inside the envelope. Again, this one is tricky to catch on camera, but it's got a lot of nice textures. Now for the thank you, I want the left side of this to be bumped up so that it's equal in height to the leaves. You can see right here. I want it to be up a little bit, but over here, I don't want to add another dimensional because it will be too fat. Then it would like bump up too much. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue on that one side, the side that has the U. Then the side with the thank, I'm going to put the dimensional. So when I put that down, that dimensional catches the left side, and that little bit of glue can catch the leaf on the other side. And that will help it be flush with the leaf. So we have the layered circles and card base, and then the leaf and the greeting are popped up with dimensionals. Again, I love the envelope here with the gold. It's just a very classy card, and it's an appropriate thank you for any kind of occasion that you need to share your appreciation. All right, our third project, you're going to have just one of the kits, and you'll see here, it's going to either be a green or a sort of tan color with the rust stripes, but you do have both animals. So you can make a card that has both friends on it, the dog and the cat, or you can use one for your card and save the other for another project, or put it on your envelope, or whatever you desire. But the designs of the card, as designed by the Stampin' Up concept artists, is just to have the one animal in place, and that gives you a bonus to put somewhere else. But you can decide. There are different kitties and dogs that go with this card. So, but the construction is very similar. I'm going to go ahead and make the green one, and then we'll just walk through the other one in case that's the one that comes in your kit. So this card, I'm going to fold in half again on that score line. And this card has some watercolor wash effect on it. It looks like a really effective quick painting and quick drawing because it's already done for me, which is kind of fun. I'm going to add some little paws to my card here. On my sample, I have some little bones for the dog, which is cute too. But in this case, I'm going to stamp with some paws. And again, you don't have to have the stamped images, the stamps that I'm using for our projects today. You can add stamps of your own, or you can have drawings or other ways to add color and texture to your cards. And this kit is really complete, even with the pieces that are included, even without additional stamped images. We're going to pop out those little coral hearts, and these are great to add to your envelope or to your project. And this I'm going to elevate with the dimensionals. And remember, you might have the one that has the coral, or you might have the one that has the sort of tan colors. But either way, you can similarly put them together with the dimensionals that are in your kit. And I like to do this at an angle because the white paper that's layered onto the green that's pre-printed on there, it's at an angle as well, and it kind of makes it feel whimsical, and I love the way it can dance. So next I'll take my animal, either the dog or the cat, and we'll use some dimensionals and put him in place. And if you have a dog or a cat, you can tell me in the chat what their names are. I grew up with a dog named Shaggy, our Shaggy sheepdog. And now we have some favorite neighbor dogs that I love as well. But we don't have a dog of our own right now. Next, I'm going to add a greeting. And this kit includes several fun greetings. One is best friends forever. I'll always be by your side. Here's to a true friend. And the greeting I'm going to use tonight says, you make my heart happy. And I love this greeting. We like to say, you make my whole face smile, or you make my heart happy at our house. There we are. So I'm going to stamp the greeting. And then that's ready to also apply with dimensionals. Now, in this case, remember I shared how with our thank you, I was thoughtful about where to put the dimensionals so that it would be a flush greeting. I want that to be the same for the dog. So I want to make sure my dimensionals are kind of at the lower part of the label and not right at the top where it would kind of bump it up. That's not really important unless you want to have your card. I like to have it look more flush. This I'm putting kind of straight, just to so there's like crooked, and then we've got the greeting straight. We also have a little heart embellishment that's already got the adhesive on there. I'm going to add that as well. So now I have the dog one. Let me go ahead and walk you through the cat one, or you can make it a dog or a cat one. But if you have the one that's a landscape orientation, this is called a portrait orientation. It's like a portrait in a museum that hangs where it's more taller rather than wide, whereas a landscape painting in a museum is going to be across the landscape. So that's going to be a wider painting rather than a tall one. And this one you could add decorations or drawings or doodles onto your piece with the circle, and then use dimensionals to add the animal, either the dog or the cat, and your greeting piece. Okay. Now, one more thing about that card is on the envelope, there is a little circle where you can stamp a paw print, or you could write the person's name or initials, somehow to personalize it, and it gives a little sneak peek about what's coming inside. There we are. Oh, I love those little ones. Maybe we'll glue these onto these little hearts. I'm going to glue onto our envelope. Don't want those to go to waste. So it's a little coral die cut heart. We'll put that there. And the little tiny one. Just a little bit of glue. Be on camera here for you. There we are. Okay. So that's just fun to add the negative pieces from this punch out I can use on the envelope. Great. So we have our cards done tonight. You'll have an extra animal unless you want to put both of them on your card, and you're feel free to do that. Let me just clear my space so that we can next make our little Easter bunny bag. And Denise is the friend who shared with me this great idea for using another way to use our bag that I use to package our supplies. And it's a very simple construction. And I've watched several different videos, so there's different ways you can do this, but I'm going to share with you a way that I thought came out the best so that I'd have a space where I could comfortably tie the ribbon at the front. All right, so I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to fold my bag in half. Okay, and what I'm going to do is draw a shape of an ear here and something like this. I want to leave a space in the middle. I'm not sure. I maybe need to use the Sharpie so you can see better what I'm drawing. Let me draw harder with the pencil line so you can see that. Okay. And then over here, I'm going to make kind of a V shape, and that will make it so that I can have a place to wrap the ribbon, to tie the ribbon in. Okay. So basically, you're just angling this top part to round the ear a little bit. And then this piece is coming from the middle of the folded area down at an arc and a little bit of a straight spot here. Once we have that drawn, we can cut it. And I'm folding it so that I only just have to cut it one time, kind of like how we would make snowflakes, right? We're going to have the paper folded. I'm cutting inside my lines so that those lines don't show as boldly. Cut that away. Get rid of those scraps. And then I can open up my bag now. So now I have my bunny ears, and I'm going to draw the face. Now I used a Sharpie. You can use any other kind of writing instrument. And I just did it quickly to make it, again, have a whimsical feel. The cards tonight are meant to be cheerful and happy and not too serious. So we're just kind of winging it here. I'll try to make the eyes the same size though. Okay, we've got some bunny eyes. We have the little bunny nose and the mouth. My favorite part is to make the whiskers. Scoot, scoot. Do it that way, and then I turn and I do it this way. Okay. Now we'll add some pink just to give a little contrast of color here. I have a pink nose, and then I'm just going to scribble some long lines into those ears. And that's kind of giving the illusion of the way fur would be. It's not a very solid coloring. It's more just the hint of texture that we would have if we had fur. Okay. So this is where we're looking. And again, as an artist, just be flexible and enjoy making it. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to kind of smush it all up with this ribbon in just a moment anyway, but you basically want to have the shape of the two ears and then the happy face. Okay. Opening up my bag now. And I'm going to fill it with some Easter eggs, some plastic eggs. You could put anything you like in here, but you want to be sure that you do have some things in there. You want it to be pretty full, because when you tie the ribbon around, you need to have a base that's got, look at this fun bee egg that I have right here. I'm going to put lots of eggs in there. And I want there to be quite a bit of stuff. So when I pull the ribbon together, it's going to hold that shape and the face won't press in too much. I hope that makes sense. It just is easier if you have some stuffing in here. You can put any kinds of things you like. I probably wouldn't put like a plant or something that would spill out. And any food that you have in there, you want to be sure is wrapped and not to spill out, because you are going to kind of manipulate the bag a little bit to tie the bow. So let's take our ribbon. I'm wrapping it around. And because I made those little notches, I've got a place for the ribbon to settle in. Tuck in those eggs some more. and then I can tie it. Now I have to be gentle. I don't want these to rip, but what I'm doing is just pulling that together and tying. And I like the bow in the front. Some people make the bow for the bunny in the back, like it might be if it were a hair bow in the back of your hair, perhaps. Okay. So now I have my bunny with the ears and the bow, and I can add the tail to the back. So you have a nice fluffy cotton ball. I've got some tissue here that I'm going to add with glue, and we'll see if this is sort of a makeshift cotton bunny tail. Peter Cottontail bunny. And so we have that applied, and it just is such a cute presentation. And it's just reusing that bag that we had for our kit parts. So we have our Easter bunny, and then we have the cards that we made using the animal set. That is a card kit currently available. I'll have one or two at my class tomorrow, my in-person class at the library. That's a fun morning we have each month. On a Friday morning, we gather to create kits. It's called a Kit Together, and you get to choose. And in your box, there are all the supplies you need to make 6 to 9 projects. And it includes the stamp set and the ink and the block and all the directions and supplies. And we have a great time enjoying each other's company and crafting together. So we have our bunny bag, our By Your Side kit cards with the envelope. We have the Happy Easter Bunny card, and then this elegant thank you card. So I appreciate you being part of our class this month. Again, if you have questions or if you have ideas of projects you would like to learn, if you find them on Pinterest or you see them in a magazine or something, send them my way. I really enjoy being able to personalize our classes for all of you. So have a wonderful Easter time, a wonderful month of April. Remember, April showers bring May flowers. So even though it's been cold and chilly and wet, we know that spring is on its way. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us. See you next time. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christine. Nice to have you with us tonight.
Good to be back.
Great. Will we see you tomorrow?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, come if you can. I always enjoy visiting with you.
Thank
Good night,
you.
everyone. Good night.
Bye-bye.